earlier. I don't know if it's still a thing or not, but basically, I got on really early, like when this first came out, and bought the supporter pack, and they just give you like these two like starter items. So yeah, pay to win. Yeah, yeah. It's not really gonna make or break you either way, but it's helpful. And I guess from that standpoint, I probably should have just kept the other gear on just so that it's like for everybody else. But hey, uh, nobody's paying for this, so you get what you pay for. Oops. Let's get a room here. I just do it a day at a time. Oh, here we go. See, we got a mine around here left to rot since the days of the old king. Most folks steer clear of it. But boom, now we've got a mine. That's actually, it's a nice like mini dungeon. Let's see where it is. It's probably like freaking, yeah. That's the funniest because it's like, oh, okay, cool. It's like 80 miles away. Thanks. Thanks, guy. We also pet the cat. Hey, kitty. All right. Yeah, right. What a bummer. We'll get to it though. So, all right. So, like I was saying before, good trick before you go to bed is to uh, get yourself that satiety buff. Uninstall. Alt F4. We're out. So we want to get basically below zero for hunger. It's never going to show below zero, but the satiety buff will come up. Typically, what I'll look for is just make sure my whatever food's like gonna spoil soonest. I'll try and eat that first, of course. But we're kind of light on food right now, so I'm gonna eat this. That's gonna take us to basically -1. So we've got 3 turns to have the satiety buff. Now it doesn't matter if we've got 1 turn or 100, as long as you go straight to bed while that's up, your hunger will not accrue while you're asleep. So we're gonna just like pass out for a whole day. I want every bit of my 15 gold that I spent, right? All right. So, thirst does accrue, but since it doesn't cost any money, we're all good. But you'll see that we're still at 0%. Let's trick again. There we go. So we're good there. I don't know that there's anything I want to like store right now. We're gonna probably take some of this food and store it in the cooking spot down here. But I want to grab a couple of items. What do we got for money? I forget. 70 gold. So we look for the cheapest shit we can possibly find. Lentils are really good because we got one, so now we can make a lentil soup. So that's pretty solid. And then we've also got another meal where we can, as long as we got 2 eggs, we can make fried eggs. So we're gonna get that going. And this is all just getting ourselves squared away for the first dungeon we're gonna do. Pick up these 2 dishes. All right. Let's do a lentil soup. Boom. And then I don't know what we can do here. Let's see. Oh, we can do the fried eggs. Whoops. Cheese I'm going to hold on to. All right. So we've got some good stuff. We've got the goat cheese. We've got the and 2 meals. This cheese is about to go bad, so I'm going to eat that while we can. And those have a couple days before they go. Actually, our dried fig is good too. All right, cool. I'm going to eat this because it's going to go bad at some point and I just don't want to waste it. It'll tell you over here on the chat just before it's about to spoil, but it's easy to miss. So I'd rather do that and then have the satiety buff. And you're going to see that increases your situational morale too. So that's just another way to kind of keep kind of bolstering it. All right. If we had enough money, we could have bought a piece of meat and then made a meat stick too. But well, actually, we got enough money. We don't have enough money to repair our jacket, but we can get a piece of meat. So raw sinewy meat is cheap, but it also, you'll see, lowers your diet morale, and it also changes your situational morale for 60 turns, lowering it. So if you can afford the better stuff, I would go for it because it's going to add diet morale. And this one's just sort of middle of the road, neither plus nor negative. We're going to grab one of those. And then, I forget, we get enough veggies? Let me check. I think we do. I think we just need, a piece of meat? A stick, and then a couple of veggies. So, meat skewer. Yep, there we go. So, boom, here's another thing that's going to add our diet morale. It's going to help slow our accruing of hunger, and it's also going to add to the diet morale an extra 2% because we use that tender meat. Yeah, I noticed that too, dog. I thought it was 2%, but that might have been a change with the adjustments they just made in the last patch. So, all right. So we're pretty well squared away here at the moment. If we wanted to try and sell some stuff, bottle of oil, our coffee, I don't want to do that. Because that gives some pretty good situational morale. To repair our jacket, that might be ideal, but not much is ideal for us. So, we're in pretty good shape. Our morale's 96, our sanity's 100, and we don't have any fatigue, so let's go get the first dungeon. This guy's a bit of a jerk. A good practice before you're taking a dungeon, and it's not a big issue now, but is to ask for more information. The biggest thing I always want to ask about is, what can you tell me about the location? Because for these low tier dungeons, it's not going to be a big deal. It's going to be something like this. You shouldn't get lost in there, it's just a few halls. Once you start getting to the tier 3s, it's going to be 2 floors, so it's going to be pretty big. And then on top of it, he'll also say, let's see what else, ... And what that means is that dungeon has some sort of a temporary condition on it. And usually that's bad. If it's like in the chapels, like the vampire dungeons, that could be the blood hex, which causes you to randomly bleed. And so that's going to tell you how you need to prepare beforehand in addition to your normal preparations. So that could be like, okay, I better go buy a crap load of bandages because I'm going to be bleeding all over the place. Something like that. So always get that intel beforehand. You're also going to see who's in charge there, and they're going to give you a hint of like who the boss is. So this one's a brute. So he's probably that big bald dude with the club. So he's going to be a bit of a tank, All right, so we're going to accept that. We got 3 days. Depending on how you're playing your character, too, if you come back here at night and he's asleep, you can rob him. Mahir is a bit of a gentleman, so I wouldn't see him doing that, but when I play Jorgrim, I am, looking for everything that's not nailed down, so... And I've found, a whole set of, tier 2 chest armor, recruit mail or whatever it was, before. All right, we gotta go get a drink and fill up our water skin. Cool. All right, so we're good to go. We've got our medical supplies. We've got our food. We got coffee, which I sadly myself do not have, and we're in pretty good shape. All right, so depending on where this dungeon is, sometimes it's up here, sometimes it's right over here. I always go to the mill first for a couple reasons. We'll see here. So let's see if we get any more bandits around, because I want to use my Burning Ring of Fire so I can make some Johnny Cash references. Naz, have you heard of Johnny Cash? All right, this road is safe. Like I said, I'll always grab berries. One thing I'll notice too is, I'm doing the examine surroundings. I haven't ever run into a snake on the road. So, yeah, he's an old country rock singer. Cool dude. But he has a song called Ring of Fire. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, you have to use some creative storage things, right? Dog, you're a bit of a hoarder, buddy. Yeah, I don't know who you were thinking of then. Oh man, you don't know Johnny Cash? Well, he's got some pretty good songs. He was like a an old school bad boy. All right, so the mill, you can do a couple little things, and this goes along with the same line of like the plane that we got, and then helping the herbalist. It sets you up better for later, but also the big thing is, as like Dog just mentioned here, is your reputation. So you want to try and get your reputation with Osbrook up to the next level, to at least benevolence, ASAP. Respect is the next one up there. But the main thing we want wide selection 1 for, so at 3,000 reputation, is because that then gets us some new gear unlocked where you can actually start to get some like real armor. So basically, what the deal is, the guy who runs the mill has lost the key to his shed. It's going to be somewhere in this field. If you're lucky, it's down here. So I always start here, and then just go around counterclockwise. I just love the art, man. Like walking through the wheat fields and stuff. Jeez, it's just the game is just beautiful. All right. So you've got the bailiff, and he's a guy that you can turn quests into, just like the elder. I typically start off that when I'm turning in quests, I try to turn him into this guy every time until I get a certain level of reputation with Bryn, which is the capital. So that's just thinking ahead. You don't have to do that. You basically always have 3 options for turning in quests. So in Osbrook, you'll have the Elder, and that's your standard one, and it's going to give you reputation with the town. You have the Bailiff, which is this guy, and he travels for here between the mill and the Drunken Woodsman. And he's going to give you, you're going to get rep with Osbrook, but you're also going to get additional rep with this capital city of Bryn, which is down here. And that's setting you up for success later on, too. The other option is at the roadside tower, and that's where you can turn them into like the guard sergeant. And what they do is you'll get that rep for the town, but they'll also throw in some extra cash themselves as like a thank you. So you'll get more money, but not as much rep. So you get some options there. Tell him here, oh, I found a key in the nearby fields. He hooks you up with a spot where you can crash for the night, and also there's usually some storage there, and some veggies and other food and stuff. One thing that you want to, when you have enough money, want to do is buy the Day Tailor Stew recipe. That's like a really solid recipe for quite a while. We don't have the cash right now, but we probably will when we turn in the quest. So let's go see what we got here. There's our favorite character in the entire game. Hey, puppy. He's a good boy. I tried to steal him once, but you can't take him out of the, you can't get him out of the zone. Okay, so we've got a bunch of pretty hardy foods here, so we'll pick this up on our way back. We got some extra bandages. Why not? Yeah, I mean, I think there's multiple philosophies on that, dog. I get what you're saying. I think it's up to you to prioritize how you want to do it. Um, I'm showing like a way for success, but it's not the way it has to be. Oh, that's a bummer.